the second ceremony, and there will be a third, and that will be in the next solstice. And I've just been reliably informed by Barry Eaton, who's one of the top astrologers in the country. He told me on the same day,
皆さんこんばんは。
on the next solstice, not this
少
one,
し遅くなり
Uluru,
ました。
there will be a eclipse of the moon.
遅くまで起きていてくださって本当にありがとうございます。
And he told me that Uranus is the planet that
早
denotes
速なんですけ
sudden
ども、
change.
すでにちょっとライブが始まっているので、
That this ceremony and the
早
next
速
ceremony,
画
when
面
the
も
next
シェアして
ceremony
い
is
きたいと思うん
complete,
ですけれども、
each person on
皆
this
さんなん
planet
か
must make a
30
choice
分ぐらいは多分スティー
as
ブ
to
ンさん
whether they
のお
want to
話
walk
で
down one road,
進ん
as
で
the
いくと
Mayans
思う
call
の
it, or
で、
the other.
私もできる
And
だ
there is a
け
difference.
翻訳をしようと思うんですけども、なかなかちょっと難しいかと思
And
うん
I'm
ですが、
very
できる
quickly
限り
going to
やっていき
explain
ます
something
ね。
about those roads. Then
来
in
て
the
くだ
time
さって
I've
本
got
当にあり
left,
が
I'm
とうご
going
ざい
to
ます。
introduce
今
you to a lot of these objects, and not so much the rocks,
誰が
but
来
the
てく
other
れたのか
players
わかる
involved.
ので、
Because this is not an original ceremony like the last one. Because there's other things in here that are not original. This is a global ceremony. I know that the rest of the rocks, the ones that aren't here,
早
are
速ちょっと
putting
まず
a figure eight down near the Coorong in Adelaide at the
シェア
moment,
していこうかな。
South Australia rather. And I know that Chris Blackmore is looking after that one as we speak right now.
あきこさん、
But I
今
want to
日
just
はあり
make
がとうご
one
ざい
point
ます。
about this road that the
Sasakut-chotto
Mayans spoke about and the Hopi spoke
Share
about the
していきましょう。
fast-flowing river. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you a very quick story about a gentleman that I taught
こ
with
の
in
方が
Moree,
スティーブンさん
and he
で
was a
す
very good
ね。
teacher, made the kids laugh, and they enjoyed his company. And for 45 years he was a teacher. And he moved over to where we are now, and he bought a farm near Caniva, and I met him at a meeting at Ballina a couple of weeks ago. It was a meeting of people who had and hadn't taken the medicine. And they were marching, not so much against the medicine, because I don't care
あ
about
ー、ま
that.
ず
I
あり
make
が
a
とうござい
comment on that.
ます。
They were marching against what was happening to us and what the people who rule us were doing. And he told me a story. I think it's very important you hear this story, because I want to tell you about the makers of one of the two roads. And you need to understand what they're making for you. And what happened was he turned up to school a couple of weeks before he was going to retire, and he and about 8 other
あ、けいこ
teachers
さん、
called
こん
him
ばん
to the principal's
は。
office and told what was that. And to get their things
けい
together
こさんもこん
and
ばん
to
は。あ
get
りが
out
とう
of
ご
the
ざい
place. And they
ま
were
す。
no longer welcome. And as they were leaving, this is what
こ
Gary
ちら
just
がス
told
ティ
me,
ーブン
and
さん
that's
という
his
方なん
name.
ですけれども、
He said this. He said, the principal is,
ア
oh,
ボ
by
リ
the
ジニ
way,
ーの聖
you've
地
lost your long service
ウ
leave.
ルルの近く、遠くないところ
45 years
に
he's
住ん
been
でいて、
teaching. And those teachers, they thought at the end of it all, they put the money in the long service leave. It's taken out of their pay packet. It was stolen off them. I want you to
お
think
そら
about
くです
that.
ね、私
Now,
もちょっと途
they're
中
going
か
to
ら入
have
ってし
court.
まったんですけども、
And maybe 8 years from now, and that won't be
スティーブン
an
さ
issue
んの
by
子供
then,
た
I'll
ちに
tell you now.
対する
They
問
might
題
get their
で
day
語
in
られて
court,
いる
and
か
they
と
may
思
get
い
their
ま
money
す。
back. But I'm going to make a bet with you.
あ、みちるさん、
Of those 8
みきさん
teachers,
もありがとうございます。こんばん
are
は。
looking upon that as the rest of their life.
この
They
画
were
面
basing
で、
their life on that.
下
I
の
swear
方
to
に
you, four
並
will
べ
be
られてい
dead,
る石が
and
見え
two
ますか
will
ね。
be sick.
これが
And one's probably had a nervous
祈り
breakdown.
のグリッドワー
And
ク
Gary,
ら
I
しい
think,
です
will
け
be the
ど、
only one who's still going to be smiling, because I said, how do you feel about this? He said, I've got 35 acres, I'm going to grow my own food, I don't care. He's okay, he's fine, and of course he was marching with us too, so his head is straight. But what about the others? They are the people who are creating a road for you. I want to make a point. If you walk down that road, you'll be sorry you did, because they're going to treat you the same way they treated him. And he's supposed to be one of the good guys. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about that. There's two ways we can choose this. Choose a road that we're going to talk about now, and it'll be firmed up. And I can make one last point. The next solstice, the rocks and the rings told me 3. That's all. It's a sacred number. And after that, you must make a decision which road you're going to walk in. That's what this is about. Now today, in the time I've got, and Evan's not here with the clock, so I'm going to have some problems here. I'm going to introduce you to some of the other players. And I'm going to start by going to the centre, which you will get to see in a second. I'm going to start with this rock here, which I'm going to hold up. This should be held in the left hand. It's a healing rock. It is the most powerful healing rock, I believe, in the planet. It has done things to people with all sorts of maladies, from people who are going to die from stage 4 cancer to all sorts of things. And sometimes people will come to me and ask me to do this with them, and I have. And it's done things that even shock me. And why did I put it in the center of the circle? Because it's a healing rock. And right now, the planet is healing itself. It doesn't need us anymore. And it doesn't need us. We have to heal ourselves or we will be asked to leave. That's part of the deal here. So that's important.
今なんで置いてるかっていうと、
Sitting alongside it in the center
もう
is this ring
惑星
here,
はすで
which
に
I hope you can
自分
see.
自身でヒーリングをしてい
This
る。
ring,
私たちが必要なこと
when
は
we
自分を
analyzed
癒す
it,
ことだけってことです、ね。
41.8% is made from a substance that's not found on this planet. And it's been analysed by the best machine in Australia. Costs 6 figures to buy, there's only 2 of them, it's electronic. You don't have to cut into it, and it can find everything. And it goes down to 2 decimal points. But there's 41.8% that's not measured because it's not registering on any earthly periodic table because it didn't come from here. And 6 of the other elements here all end in IUN. There's palladium, there's rhodium, there's cadmium, and there's gallium. Now, gallium is very important because this was found here in what? Stolen, I should say is a better word, during the Vietnam War by I think an American GI did a metal detector and found 2 of these things. This one, the gallium, 6.89%. It was discovered in about 1880 by a Frenchman, I've forgotten his name, I do apologise for that. And he found it that if you melt steel or aluminium to 4,000 degrees Celsius, you will get a trace element that's called gallium. You cannot dig it out of the ground. So no one can dig it out. You need that temperature. And then you get 0.1. This is 6.89. This was not made on this planet, and I've been reliably informed this has 2 functions. Number 1, when you wear it and put it on like that, and by the way, I can put 2 fingers on there, I've still got plenty of room left over. It is a communicator with aliens and an anchor. Now, because we're involving aliens in this, who are part of this equation, it goes in the center. And it goes alongside there. Next up, and I have no idea what the time is for, but if someone could keep an eye on this, because I do want you to come in. The next one I'm holding up, this was analysed at Southern Cross University. And I'm even going to say the name of the person who did it, and he doesn't mind me doing it. And he runs the lab there. 38 scientists work there. He begged me for permission to analyse this metal. It was given to him by Arnie and Mason. It was found near Carry-On Lifts. In fact, it was found right next to them. And he did analyse it. And he came back and told me, 24%, not here. I said, could have been an oxide. We tried that. We've done everything we can. We cannot find out what this is. We don't understand it. So we've got a second one here that has non-earthly metal, 1/4. That one's nearly a half, this is a quarter. Mesrep has told us this particular piece of work here was made not by the Atlanteans, but after that was destroyed, one mob went up to Avalon, and they were the spiritual mob. And another mob went to Egypt, and they tried to make Atlantis again, and it didn't work a second time either. But before they got there, the group that made their way there, they made this. And its role is very simple. It is only used in rituals, and if you use it in a ritual, it will guarantee success. As a result, it goes in the center also. I'm going to show you a few more in the time we've got left, and I'll go to them last. We also have here the actual bone, the head of our no-foreign being. Now, I've spoken about this many times before, and for those who don't know, we've seen 4 of these in Australia. We've made not only I don't know what that was about, but we'll continue anyway. It's only just a small distraction. They all don't have a forehead. But if you think, for some strange reason, that maybe this is something done than us, I want to show you the full model of this in 2 parts. Number 1. This was made by the gentleman that used to work in the Australian Museum, and he put together skulls. And if you look at it side on, you will see that it doesn't have a forehead. But look where the skull goes. It's nothing like us. Nothing like us whatsoever. When it was finally put together, it turns out looking something like this. You got the forehead wrong because there's none. It has massive eyes. It has a nose nothing like ours. A bridge there nothing like ours. And it has a head nothing like ours. In fact, it is 17 centimeters across here. I'm 13. We don't go past that. And I've made this point many times, particularly to the ladies in the audience when we used to do talks. Hand up if you want to do natural birth to this. Not one woman put their hand up. They all volunteered for cesarean. There's no sutures on this, ladies and gentlemen. There are no sutures. At the back, you're supposed to have a suture. That's the crack line where the skull is. That's what they put together from this and the pictures of the other places. This is nothing like us. This comes from elsewhere. We believe it comes from Pleiades or somewhere even older than that. We're not sure. But it doesn't come from here. So we have in this skull, in this arrangement here, we have a very strong alien content because they're part of this. And if you want to know why the aliens have come here and have been here for so long and so many have come, they came the last December, the 22nd. They came for that ceremony. This is supposed to be something that's going to run throughout the cosmos, not just here. It runs everywhere from here. They have invested so much time and so many lifetimes watching us fight and squabble and sometimes get it right and sometimes get it wrong. But we really got it right last time around. And ladies and gentlemen, just to add to that, a balance. We have here, alongside that piece I showed you before that was 24%, we have here an ancient Egyptian bone. I've had this analysed in a CAT scan in a local base hospital, and they've told me it's an ancient human bone and it's a femur, and it's very old. It was found right next to the cliffs of Carrion that talk about Nefertari dying there and being buried there. This is his bone, and the thing I showed you before was his talisman, because he was the son of Khufu, who was going to be the high priest. And that talisman I showed you before, that was found alongside this. And the talisman was completely covered in dirt, and only Minnie Mace found that. And she gave it to me for protection. I remember at the time I said, why would we need protection? We did. I can tell you that now. This one here, with the 3 animals, the 6 animals rather, male and female, was also found next to that other one we saw. It's Lemuria, it's from Angkor Wat, and it's made from orichalcum. And orichalcum is a metal that can only be found in Atlantis and Lemuria. Therefore, we have them there also. And I can tell you, according to Mesrith, this one is a balancing piece and it locks into nature. This is where you contact nature. How am I going for time? 8 minutes, excellent. Okay. Now, over here, I have 2 rings. I have 3 rings from Atlantis. They're all made from orichalcum. The first ring, nobody knows where it is, including Evan. I'm the only person, and it's put in a place where no human will ever find it again. It is just far too dangerous for any human to put on. In fact, Mesrith told me about these rings. I just put one on my finger. He said there is no alien in the cosmos who would put these on their fingers. These are inherently, this comes from Atlantis. Atlantis started with the best ideals and the best motives and ended up falling on its own sword. What they've told me is that this has absorbed all the negative energy of the leaders who ran this place down into the ground. Now, the reason I put this on, and I put it over there where there's 3 silcons, one that Paul and Phoebe have supplied, and he's going to talk about a couple in a sec. I put it next to them simply because they have magnificent energy that goes outwards, and they're evil. So what we've done is we put them in there, around them are 3 very powerful silcons that will control that evil and give us the energy we need to project this out. And Mesrith has agreed that that's a very good use for it. And what he has told me to do, because I do ceremonies with these rings, is stop trying to clean. They can't be cleaned. He's also told me after I do this ceremony, I'm not supposed to put it on my fingers again ever, which is what I'm doing right now, probably for the last time ever. But these are needed to get the balance right. So what we've done here all the way through is we've taken objects from Lemuria, from Atlantis, which is our past, and from our future and present and our past, the original rocks. Now I want to make a point about these rocks. The rocks we have, yeah, I've got killing rocks here. I've got some out the back that are permanently on guard duty, and I've got a couple here too. But even the killing rocks have a good nature to them. Unfortunately, Atlantean ones, because the ones who wore it last have impregnated that rock, those rings with negative energy, they can't be saved. The rocks can be. But I need those killing rocks in there because we need both times. We've got to acknowledge that even with original people, we had many rocks we used for good magic and some we used for bad magic. They're both there because they've got energy. But within this formation, it's the center that is the boss of this formation. And therefore, because we have that healing rock right in the center, what we're creating here is an energy field that is primarily extremely powerful, extremely good, and there to heal. Because the boss of this whole show is that rock in the middle. So that's what this is about. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Paul on now because I'm going to close with something. And Paul's going to introduce two other rocks, or actually it's not a rock, it's a rock and a ring, and explain what they're about. And he's got a minute and a half to do it in, and he's going to be pulled out, and we have a special cook here to pull him out.
Talk about a challenge. Hi, I'm Paul Hogan. My wife Phoebe and I journeyed for quite a long period of time. It was 8 years and 12 countries that we visited. It was a journey of faith. It was a journey of discovery within ourselves. But essentially what I did was carved the greenstone of New Zealand, the ponum of New Zealand.
Get up, Charles.
This piece is a bull roarer. This piece went to every place that we went to, every sacred site that we went to. It went to the waters of those places, gathered the energy, the mana of each and every place, and was sung once, used once on the ridge of the Starwalkers in South Island of New Zealand. So this is one of the pieces that we bring for this ceremony. I'll leave that one here.
I'll put that back for you, Paul. And you'll go over to the next one, and you've still got 30 seconds before the hook comes.
This one, Stephen also wanted us to talk about. This is the ring from the Telem people. So Telem were there before the Dogon in Mali, when we visited Mali, and our guides took us to these areas. The Telem were up in the cliffs in the high areas. They were the red people. They were the magical people, the ones that could fly. So this has the head of an eagle riding a horse, and this one wanted to be in the ceremony today. So I'm going to leave you with that, and yes, and then we all work together in a very beautiful
Oh, you didn't get hooked.
Yeah, let's do this together, guys.
Put you back in there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do now is very simply in a second, Evan's going to come out and he's going to reset this, and we're going to focus this on the rocks. Now what you do next for the next half hour, because when we're finished, we're just going to turn this off. I'm not going to do a conclusion at the end because that's going to spoil this. What we're asking you to do is this. We're asking you now to just clean your head, clean your soul and your spirit, and don't have a negative thought for the next half hour. Just leave it so that all you can give out is positivity. We know it works. We can prove it. We know what happened last time. It's going to work today, and the world needs this. It really does. It needs to be picked up again. We're being enveloped in negativity. We know it worked before. It's going to work again, and next year it's going to seal this thing off. So what's going to happen is, just get yourself ready. We've got a couple of minutes to go. Clean your head. Get ready to accept the fact that if you send this energy you're getting, you send it to the rock. It's not to be sent here. If you want to send it here, fine, because this has been aimed at the rocks. These have been there last year. All the rocks here, bar I think 3, were at Uluru last year. No, 6 rather. All the rest have been there. They know where they're going. What I'm asking you to do is be in contact with nature. Grab a rock, grab a stick, grab a stone, grab something from nature, put your feet on there, I'll be taking your shoes off in a sec, and make yourself in contact with nature. And then what you're supposed to do after that is primarily just think positive thoughts for the next half hour, and then after that, your job is done. And then what you're doing, by the way, is a dress rehearsal, because the one that follows, that is the line in the sand. Now, I don't know. I really don't know what happens after that point. I do know one thing, and I've written this up quite a few times now. If you have not got yourself ready for the fact this earth is going to ascend, it's going to vibrate at a level that's never vibrated before and will stay there forever. And there are many souls on this planet that will perish. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen straight away or whether it's going to happen at the end of their life. When they die here, they won't reincarnate. And what will happen? They won't reincarnate here. They'll reincarnate somewhere else. And I do know for a fact that the majority of people on this planet will be leaving. Now, my recommendation is if you like this place, and I'm going to tell you now, there are very few planets in the cosmos that are as beautiful as this planet was once. It's not as beautiful as it is now as it was before, I'm going to show you. But that's going to change. Nature's going to heal itself very quickly. Nature is doing that now. It's readying itself. And it's saying to us, do you want to join us? But here's the trick. Every other animal on this planet, when the vibration increases, will make no difference to them. They're fine. There's only one animal on this planet that has not lived the right way. And there will be consequences, ladies and gentlemen. So, I think we've got about 2 minutes to go. Right. I'm going to stop now, and Evan's going to come in. So just ignore this for the next minute or so. Evan's going to come in now and reset the camera to actually face the rocks so you can see them. And we know from last time when we tried this once before, come out, Evan. I'm just explaining this while you do this, so I'll keep them entertained while you fix this up. Evan's going to have to run in and out about 4 times, so what you're going to be looking at in a second will be my legs. Now, okay, you right? Now don't worry about me, do it. Go down, get ready. It's okay, I'll take my shoes off in a second. In fact, I'll take them off now, otherwise I won't believe them. They're cotton socks, so that's not too bad. Okay, what we're going to do now, this is the circle we've got here. We tried this last time as an experiment, it wasn't even my idea, and it turned out that yes, it does travel through there. You're right. Right.
このエネルギーというのはエアーズロックに届くみたいですね。皆さんの心次第なんですけども。
1 minute, right, that's what I thought. Okay. When that minute starts, you're not going to hear me again, which is probably a blessing for a few of you. But we're going to stop there. And I think Evan's just about got this right.
自然がこのまま
Right,
今も
I'm
す
pulling
で
out
に
now.
その元の状態に戻ろうとしているってことを言ってましたね。あと2分ほどで瞑想が始まるので、皆さんもぜひ準備を整えて。 ちょうど今これ映ってるロックとか骨だとか映ってるので、ぜひハートで感じてみてください。 という間に気づいたら終わってましたね。皆さんお疲れ様でした。いかがでしたか？また、感じたことなど、またズーム会をやるので、その時にぜひ話していただければと思います。はい。では今日はゆっくりと皆さんお休みください。はい。ではまた。